false start is in the books. We don't have to worry about that anymore. We are now ready to rumble with the Colorado Shootout. Ricky Evans with the break. It's a pretty good one as well. Struck that really nicely.
Yeah, and this is, I think this is a pretty good layout here. I don't see many issues.
Just in case you are uninitiated, we are playing international 8-ball rules, which can have a few notable changes from some 8-ball rules that you might be used to here in the States. You can see the clocks are starting to tick down. We've got a 30-second shot clock initially, 1 extension allowed per frame, which Ricky has already used. And the match clock is also ticking as well. 29 minutes and change remain there.
And the shot clock and the match clock for me is the most exciting thing in pool with the way these shootout events happen. So there are a few rules that are just slightly different from our standard international 8-ball rules. Of course, in the shootout, we have the golden break as well as the golden duck. You can win and or lose on the break. Normal international 8-ball rules don't allow that, so we may see a golden break today.
Yeah, that's very true. You're as au fait as anybody I know about the different rules and regs in stateside here, Steve. What would you say are some of the biggest hit points almost to target in the difference between maybe what people are used to playing and international rules?
I would probably go with, if I'm telling somebody, hey, this is the biggest difference, this is what you need to be aware of, the biggest rule for me would probably be that there are no intentional fouls. Normal 8-ball American rules, you can take an intentional foul to tie a ball up or set yourself up to be better equipped later in the rack. In these rules, it is a loss of game. So you cannot intentionally take a foul. We don't see it happen very much, but there is an odd case here and there where it could come into play.
Yeah, another thing to remember as well is you don't have to call a pocket on the 8-ball, which is something that always catches a few out, I've noticed. As Ricky, I think, wanted to play a little bit safe there with the solid, just to hold the cue ball, but could have come out nicer. He still should be absolutely fine here on this 8 to take a 1-rack lead over Shane Safecracker Thompson.
That's a good start right there.
A 6-ball shootout.
Watch out, cue ball. Okay, we're good. Oh, and Shane here's got a great opportunity. I think his only real issue here, if he takes the stripes, is going to be that 14 ball. I like the stripes here because I think if the 14 is made, the 12 ball goes. He's looking at taking the 15 now, I believe. And, oh, I think he wanted to be able to shoot that 13 ball, but he'll be okay. Shane Thompson, the only other successful 6-ball shootout. I apologize that there was one more. There was a ladies match that went to 1 in Louisiana. But as far as the shootout, we have only seen 2 in the history, of course.
Both in Louisiana.
Absolutely. Tyler Steyer, Cleve Thompson, and Shane Thompson, Corey Duell, which Shane Thompson did win that. I want to say his time was around 25.
Yeah, he's not a huge lover of the 6-ball shootout, is Shane Thompson, but he's had his fair share. Safe to say he won't be thinking about that right now. All he'll be thinking about is winning this frame and winning the next one. There's enough time for him to do that. I'm assuming that this cue ball goes past, but
I don't think it does. I may be wrong.
Oh, it's tight.
Oh, he had to play it off the 6. That's a great shot.
Well, what a recovery from Shane Thompson that is. That's a pretty special shot to pull out in this particular moment. What an out. So we're hill in the first match of the Colorado Shootout. 2 minutes and 23 seconds remain. Ricky Evans on the break. And he can keep Shane Thompson off the table. If he does that, He's into the next round.
Big break.
Gives absolutely everything into it.
No ball down.
Oh.
Shane Thompson.
Feel your pain, Ricky. Feel your pain. He cannot believe it.
And this isn't the easiest rack here. There's some issues up top. There's some issues on the bottom.
It's far from a guarantee.
This kid get really tight.
2 minutes then for Shane Thompson to figure out the combination.
I wish you guys could see us because we both just leaned forward in our chairs. We know that there's a possibility of something a little wild happening here. And the crowd around the arena knows it too because they are stacked up.
That's okay. It could have gone nicer, but it's all right.
And we're
really help if he's on that 3 right now, but I don't think he is. No, he's going to have to come down the table.
Minute and 30 seconds on the clock.
Well, 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 Ricky Evans, you've got a chance to steal it.
Okay, you've got to run 7. Is it 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You gotta run 7.
Get out your fingers. Let's count them up.
I had to for a second. And I don't know how aware he is of the match clock. I'm sure he's very aware.
It's not always a guarantee. We do see it. There's so much going on out there. You can get a little bit lost in the moment. Might need to play this off the 3.
This 11 ball is important. This shot is good.
That's a great shot.
Now the deal here is he knows. He just looked at the clock. He's picked up his pace a little bit. The pressure's on.
Shane Thompson puts his cue away. He knows the only way he's winning this match now is with a 6-ball shootout. It's Ricky Evans or a shootout here. Ricky just has to hold himself together. 3 balls away.
And he's landed perfectly, so he's just got to get there before time runs out, and I think he's going to. He could have done to be a little bit straighter on this. The cue ball is going to have to move a little bit.
Oh, he's okay.
What an ending to
and
this
with
match.
The beats counting down, Ricky Evans wins a hill decider with Shane Thompson. Red Hot Ricky continues his run in the shootout with a brilliant victory. And yeah, you can puff out his cheeks a little bit. That one got the heart rate pounding. Brilliant win for Ricky Evans.
And Damien's been around the game for a long time. Great player. Actually, unfortunate that Joey Gray had to withdraw from the shootout because Damien and Joey kind of grew up playing together when they were much younger. So it would have been cool to see them back together, having the conversations. And unfortunately, Joey, not able to make it, was replaced by Gabe Owen, who will play Joven Bustamante a little bit later today. And if you've never seen Joven Bustamante, and I know you haven't, you're in for a treat because this young man plays very, very well. He's from the Philippines, and he loves to play some 8-ball.
Well, you can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah.
So TC once again at the table. He's looking at these stripes.
He's very much a touch player, as far as I can tell. He's just able to touch the balls, and he doesn't have to do anything crazy with the cue ball.
I think we do see that a little bit, especially with the guys who are so used to, English 8-ball coming over, because the balls there are so much smaller and lighter. You really just have to poke them around the table. Like, no power really is required. You can float around. Tables like an ice rink.
Whereas here, they carry a little bit of weight with them.
Yeah, but they've still got that ability to play those floaty, touchy shots because that's almost what comes natural.
Yeah. Well, this is not the best opportunity for him here because he kind of ended up at an angle. He's going to be okay.
Yeah, I think that was always the plan,
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's absolutely perfect here. I think he'll have earmarked that 11 as being his last ball. He's got few options as to what he wants to do with it.
Just a little tap on the 2 ball as he comes by after he makes the 11. He's going to have the 8 in the side pocket, taking down rack number 3. The spectators here, great for the game, great for the players. And Damien here would love to have another successful golden break. Not this time. It's going to be a scratch on the break. Top Cat Tom Cousins is going to take ball in hand behind the line. It's in the kitchen. However, he can shoot any direction. So standard rules that you might have learned when you were growing up is that you could shoot out of the kitchen, but you have to contact a ball that isn't in the kitchen. It's not like that here. He could shoot backwards if he wanted to. He's not going to, though. He's going to take the stripes, and I think the out is very, very feasible here.
Yeah, the break's just not really been Damien's friend in this match, and that feels crazy to say about a guy who's had a golden break. But other than that, it's not really going too well for him. And I'm sure he'd trade in that 1 golden break for just 4 rudimentary, make a ball, have a chance sort of breaks.
Yeah, and this is a good
Oh, wow. Now then.
There's the first bobble we've seen, and it didn't take very long to see it. You put a little bit of power in those, and you don't hit the forgiving side of the point, it's gonna bobble.
Tom Cousins can't quite believe he's missed that. Must admit, I'm with him. Well, it's catching.
Yeah, and I think the time got to Damien there. Of course, the beeps, they're audible, so the players know where the shot clock is. However, they can be a little heart-stopping. You hear those beeps, you get nervous, you rush, you make mistakes.
It was really interesting, actually, to hear Ricky Evans speak after his match with Shane Thompson. He said when he was at the table, he actually felt okay, didn't feel too nervous, just sort of controlled his breathing, just got through his work. But he said when he was in the chair, not at the table, felt like he was in a straitjacket. And I thought that was such a good way to put it. And it just shows that what we were talking about right at the start of the show, about the sort of pressure that these players are under in this format, it's no joke. Well, they'll tell us themselves.
A nice little bump there by Tom, and Tom's going to take full advantage of the receipt back on the missed ball.
Yeah, it's a good sign for Tom Cousins, is judging that shot really well, because those are the shots that are just different, coming from the English game to the American game. The lighter cue ball in England means you've got to just have knowledge of how those lines and angles work. So sort of muscle memory will be those lines and angles rather than your naturals for the cue ball that's the same size, and that's a good sign that he got a shot like that absolutely perfect.
I'm struggling here because I don't know where the 8 balls got room to go. I don't know if it goes past the 6 ball.
Well, I wonder if he can maybe just draw back here.
Yeah, I think he's got a little bit of angle, maybe the wrong angle. So I'm not sure. Tom has, okay. So he's just going to draw back. He's going to take the tougher shot. That was a good shot. He was able to kind of manipulate the cue ball there. Definitely not his preferred shot. But he's going to come out good.
Yeah, those are the shots that Tom just won't shy away from.
It's a very scary thing to be in the other chair.
Yeah.
Because you're just thinking, wow, this guy is moving so quick and he's not making mistakes.
Yeah, and in a different way, they both make the game look so easy and simple. Damien has made himself a ball off the break. Better late than never. Tom Cousins is on the hill, so Damien needs this.
And not only does he need it, but he needs it and then needs something else after it.
Yeah, he needs to go pretty quick as well. 7 minutes, there's time, but he can't afford any more mistakes, that's for sure.
Not only that, but he also doesn't want to get into a bind on this rack, because that may draw it out and take time off the clock. Worst thing in the world is to have to get into a safety battle with only a few minutes left in the match and being down 2 games.
Yeah, he's gone up and down this left side rail a couple of times now, but everything has been taken care of. Just
gonna have some angle here, and the slickness of this cloth, it's not going to be his preferred shot, but I think he's got to drag over to the right side of the table with the cue ball, a little bit of bottom, and try and hook back around just like that.
Oh,
this is dangerous.
Yeah, he tried to hit a gap that was really, really difficult to find. I'll try and recover the situation here. Oh, hello. This be some shot.
Yeah, he was trying to get the little bit of swerve on the ball, a little bit of a masse, if you will. Unfortunately for him, the clock beeping in his ear is definitely gonna be something that caused an issue for him there. He knew he was under the gun, and TC now looking to end this and take his very first win of probably quite a few for Ultimate Pool USA.
Yeah, and you can see there just the way that Tom handles himself on the shot clock. Wasn't ever panicked or rushed. He'll hold his extension in his back pocket if he needs it, but he's comfortable hearing those beeps. It's almost a bit of a safety net for him, because he knows then he's in control of the clock. He knows what's happening. And with 4 pretty simple balls left, this match should be over.
And with so much action to come, it's hard to pick a favorite match. This was one of the ones that I was very interested in seeing how it goes. Of course, we've got several more matches coming up, 6 in total left in the first round. Our next match, after Tom Cousins takes down this one, it's going to be a 6-3 win. We're going to have Chris Melling and Tyrell Blowers, but TC is our winner for this one. Wow, really played strong in his first opening match of Ultimate Pool USA. Mr. Tyrell Blowers, 20 years old, from Wyoming, against the magician Chris Melling. Stephen Wyatt joined alongside Mr. Adam Williams. Adam, how you doing?
I'm good, Stephen. How you doing, mate? Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm doing better than Tyrell is right now, because he's had a tough first break. Cue ball going in, and Chris is going to go to work in the fashion that he goes to work in, very quickly.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting contrast, because watching Tyler, he shoots really well, but he's super steady, and I think he'll use a lot of the shot clock up. Versus, as we know with Chris, I think he was on a 5-second shot clock.
Yeah, Tyrell is very, very good on this table, but Chris is an absolute maniac. So it's going to be interesting to see. Chris here has got himself set up pretty well. Yeah, and he's played that shot well. Chris looking to make a splash here in Colorado. He's the reigning champion of the Open event, but he's yet to win a shootout event.
Yeah, he's come close a couple of times, but so he's just been pipped to the post.
Yeah, so loses to Jordan Shepard in the finals of the Kansas City Shootout. And this is a big shot here. He really needs to be able to get shape on this 9-ball and do something with this 12. Tyrell, a more than capable player, but
yeah, I think he's looking at the breakout here as well.
It's a big ask, and
yeah, it's thin on the 9.
I think the thing you have to be worried about here is how hard are you hitting it, where is it going, and could it possibly touch that 8-ball? Oh no. And he made a great shot. Unfortunately, the cue ball did not catch the point the way he thought it would.
Right.
Went right into the pocket. So Tyrell probably a little annoyed at that one.
Yeah, I think he's feeling the pressure a little bit as well, which is understandable with the start Chris has had.
Yeah, I think he maybe needed to throw that ball, but I'm going to tell you, I got to sit down and talk with Tyrell for several minutes yesterday, and this is somebody who's resilient with what he's here to do. He knows he's here to play pool. He knows he's here to do what he can, and I like him to go pretty deep in the open, and you know it's 2-0. It's not like this is over yet.
Right.
Anything can happen, and you know there's a big possibility that we may see Chris win 6-0, but there's always that chance that we get a comeback and we see some crazy stuff. So only time will tell.
Yeah, it seems to be the thing in the shootout, same as our last match. You know, someone gets ahead and they come back, same as obviously our first match too.
Yeah, the first match coming down to a 6-5 win for Ricky Evans.
Yeah, with 10 seconds to go.
Who's done real well in this shootout format.
Yeah, it suits him. He's good at shooting quick, and he's definitely comfortable with the format. He enjoys it, so definitely think it suits him.
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching players who play in their first Ultimate Pool event immediately come back to the next one.
Right.
And I have a feeling that we're going to see those same players at our next event whenever that may happen. And that's always cool to see, is you just see these repeat players over and over. Oh, they went to Louisiana, they went to Kansas City, now they're in Colorado, and next they're going to be wherever we end up. So it's a lot of fun to see the repeat customers that enjoy the format.
And it's a great testament to our team, you know. So as you know, we're all hands on deck, and we do everything we can to make their experience good. So if they come back, it's just a great compliment for everyone on the team.
He's got his head held high, so he's definitely got the right mindset, and a dry break might help him out here.
Yeah, and here's his chance.
Big hill to climb, but it is climbable. As we see the mountains and the logo of the Colorado Shootout in the background. And this is going to be a decent start here, getting that 3-ball out of the way.
I don't know if he'll leave it for later and go back up the table, just because the 1-ball goes in the bottom right-hand pocket as we're looking. Might be an easier way to get on it.
Yeah, you're right. His 7-ball is another one that he's probably weary of, making sure that he gets the right shot on it. I don't think you want to shoot the 7 to get down to the 1. I think he wants to shoot the 4 and do something with the 7 now. I think this might be a mistake here. It's going to make it difficult to get the shape that he wants on that 1-ball.
Yeah, I think he's looking at the 7 goes if he gets the right angle.
Might be looking to... He's going to have to punch this forward, which on a slick table isn't always works out the best way you want it to. So it's just going to come down to execution and how well he can hit this ball. This is why he's at the table and I'm in here.
Yeah, but he's still a little bit funny on the... I suppose he's going to stun it up. Still a tricky little shot to make sure you're on the 3.
Yeah, he can't see the 3 ball, so he's going to have to shoot the 1. I think he can see it in the corner, either corner. But the question is, how do you get a shot on the 3 afterwards? And it looks like he's going to cut it bottom right. Oh, and he caught the 3. Just an unfortunate series of events here for Tyrell. Gets an opportunity, and he just had tough issues getting from the 7 to the 1. Well, and this is a pretty good opportunity here for Chris to go ahead and take this match. Tyrell, I'm sure, will be a little disappointed that he didn't do better, but when you're playing somebody like Chris, you know, sometimes you catch him on a good day and you may never shoot.
Yeah, so I think bar 1 safety shot from Chris every time he's came to the table. That's been it, and obviously he won that safety battle too. So it's definitely a tough ask.
They say you can learn a lot about somebody by how they lose, and unfortunately for him, we're going to get to see how Tyrell does react to that loss, because Chris is going to win this match 6-0. But congratulations, Chris Melling taking down Tyrell Blowers in a really, really class match by Chris.
Welcome back, everybody. We're live with the Colorado Shootout. Jordan Shepard in action here, taking on Chris Reinhold. Wales versus the USA for the second match in a row. Jordan Shepard, who won the Colorado Shootout, the Kansas City Shootout, I should say, in our last open event, has got a pretty tough first round draw here against Chris, who's playing in his second Ultimate Pool USA event. He was with us in Louisiana. And a pleasure to welcome into the commentary box Melissa Little, the Viper, is with us. First of all, thanks so much for joining us on the commentary, Melissa. What have you made so far to what you've seen around the venue here in Colorado?
Well, this is the first time I've been to this pool hall, so I was amazed how beautiful it is. You know, I've been kind of out of the loop for a little bit, but, you know, I felt like I need to come down and check it out and see what was going on, and brought my mother with me. But, yeah, these guys are amazing players. I'm looking forward to being here with you and sweating these matches.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure to have your company. And I almost feel like I owe you a thanks for welcoming us in as a native Colorado resident who've been very, very well looked after since we've made the pretty long trip over here from the UK.
Oh, I'm sure.
Beautiful part of the world, though. Very, very worth the trip. Even without this brilliant event that we've got, I'd be pretty happy here, I think.
Oh, for sure. Ooh, almost scratched.
It's actually come out pretty nice for him, because he's pretty flush on this 3, I think, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah. The position next will be, we'll see what happens here. He's going to have to run into some balls, maybe. Nope, he did pretty good there. He had less angle than I thought. This is not easy, though. You have to get pretty good on this 2-ball in order to get on the 8-ball. Perfect. Oh, he should be fine. Just roll it on in.
Yeah, could kill the cue ball just off the rail, and that's pretty perfect.
Yep.
First time I've seen Chris play properly, sort of in the same environment, and what immediately jumps out is He's a player who likes to get on with things. He's not waiting around. That first rack did not take very long. So if you tried to break off, for example, with 8.5mm tip, it wouldn't last very long.
Right. So he must feel like he's playing with, you know, a giant piece of wood.
Well, that's the feeling, and it's such a big adaptation, which is why I think it's so impressive how well Jordan did in that first event. But it is a big adaptation because the way the pockets play is completely different.
Yeah. And to win your first event with new equipment, new game, new balls, I'm impressed. That's amazing. Good for him. Especially because Kansas City, let me share something with you. They have some of the best bar table players in the world.
Oh, they do.
In the Midwest.
They do.
So good for him.
Well, we'll see some of them later on. In fact, in this tournament, we've got from both eras, we've got David Matlock, who's well known as one of the best ever on the bar box.
Absolutely. And, he was my idol when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he still is. I mean, he's
I was going to say, what changed?
Yeah, exactly. I just finished talking to him a few minutes ago, but I mean, there's so many rumors about Matlock when I was growing up. Like, you know, he went into a room and didn't come out for 6 months. And you're a kid, you're like, really?
Yeah.
And he came out a world champion, you know, and all he had was a bar table and a restroom, maybe a little refrigerator for sodas or something. But we all believed it because he just is amazing. I mean, he still is. He's still so good.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to welcoming Dave back. And also, from the other scale of the generations, if you like, got Chase Stumfoll, who played really well in Kansas City. He's a KC native.
Wonderful, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of, I saw Gabe Owen here, and of course Chris, Melling, and there's a lot of great champion pool players here. So
that's what we like.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's amazing.
And what we do when we get all these brilliant champions is we throw them into a shootout format, which, as we sort of say, is it's not for the players, this event. This one's for the fans. It's not a players tournament.
Oh, that kind of had a little kiss, went downhill.
Yeah, he just ran out of position there, Chris Reinhold, and couldn't bring it back.
Yeah.
He's a little unlucky, in truth.
Yes.
Didn't take much to...
There's your expression for you. He was not liking it.
No.
Anytime
the pictures painted 1,000 words there, didn't they?
Yeah, he should have no problems. This is a big game, too. Race to 6. You know, either 2-2 or 3-1. This is not good. Jordan loves it.
Well, sure, yeah. One thing we do see, though, in shootout pool, we saw it in our first match, is because of the speed of the game and the short, sharp shot clocks, we see Justin Bergman in the house. Not that you couldn't see him in that lovely pink number.
Yes.
But he's coming up later on in the final game of the first rounds. We're closing out the first half of the bracket here with Shepard and Reinhold. But one thing we saw earlier on is that leads can change very, very quickly. Ricky Evans was 4-1 up on Shane Thompson. That went to 5-5 very, very quickly indeed.
Yeah, that's one thing. If you're losing the match, these guys just have so much heart. You know, it doesn't take much for them to come back. And that's why I think he's giggling at himself, because he's just like, oh my gosh. I just don't think he was anticipating that happening, obviously. Nobody likes to scratch, but...
Oh, is he going to end with a golden break? Not quite. Yeah, if that 8-ball had gone in, that would have been an instant win in shootout rules. That's a tournament-specific rule, that one.
8 on the break.
I've seen one already today. Wasn't decisive in the end, but it was a golden break nonetheless.
It was definitely close. So 5-1, he's already... Wow, let's see how those mistakes, but nobody's ever out. We'll see.
Yeah, no surprise here to see Jordan just play safe, because he holds all the aces. He doesn't have to push the boat out here. He's going to make Chris do that. Chris is going to try.
kick it in. Oh. Well. So if that had gone in, he would have continued to shoot. Is that correct?
If the stripe had gone in, he'd have been okay there. Yeah,
Okay.
you can play a carom. It's just not a dirty combo.
I got you.
Yeah, it's
so
just a case of playing that legal shot. So if you're nominating solids and you hit a solid first and you pot a solid, that's okay. You're good to go.
Excellent. Yeah, he should be fine here. I don't think he wanted to be that close to the rail, but he should be fine. Just back and forth on the floor, or he might choose to shoot this in the side. Just clip it, shoot the one inside, just like that.
Oh, he's played that perfectly. That's a beautiful shot from Jordan Shepard.
Yes.
Couldn't have picked that up with his hand and placed it any better. This match is over.
Yep. Unbelievable how fast it went.
I told you it'd go quick, didn't I?
Oh my goodness.
Well, a super performance from Jordan Shepard as he gets a commanding 6-1 victory over Chris Reinhold. The Welsh Wizard is back in form in the shootout as he looks to defend his title. And so thanks so much for joining me
you guys.
in the booth for this one. Really, really enjoyed it and hope to have you stick around a little bit for the course of the weekend.
Absolutely, I'll be here. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the Colorado Shootout live from the Rec Room Underground in Denver, Colorado. As we see Gabe Owen breaking off here to kick off his shootout day. He takes on Joven Bustamante. This should be a really, really good game. Looking forward to it. Gabe did have a taste of the shootout in Kansas City. Went pretty well there, but would have loved to have gone even further. He was a late replacement, was Gabe, but he was pleased to get the call, I'm sure. Jumped at the chance to get himself in another shootout situation. Been in since pretty early this morning, shooting some balls, so I'll be hoping he's fighting fit to take on Joven here, who's quite well fancied. He's a bit of a dark horse in this tournament. No one's ever won a tournament, though, sitting in their chair. Really like the way that Gabe's taken these out so far. Just really smooth and clinical. And the former US Open champion. And he's just thinking about his work here. There's a few different ways he can go. Oh, he snuck a little bit of angle there. Cheated the pocket, drifted it in off that point. Now he's where he wants to be. It's the two Steves in the booth, by the way. Is Stephen White,
Mr. Jameson. This is actually, it's kind of a weird turn of events. This is one of the matches that I was excited about when it was Mr. Joey Gray. Unfortunately, he had to pull out. It's still one of the matches that I'm pretty excited to watch because Gabe Owen has played this format before. He obviously enjoys it because he jumped at the chance when we needed a replacement for Joey. So this is going to be a good match. Gabe, former U.S. Open champion. Joven, maybe a little more unknown, but plays phenomenal. So this should be a good one.
Gabe's taken this first rack out really, really nicely. It's been clinical from Gabe Owen, this. He's taking his time about things, you know, broke off at 30 minutes and it's taken the best part of 3, but must admit, I think he had a little bit too much angle on that last shot. I think if he could have just rolled through, if he was straight, left himself almost a half ball angle on this 10 to go up to the top of the table, it'd have been perfect. Right now, this feels like he's going straight into the 7, and I don't think he can avoid it.
Yeah, I think he was trying to kind of stun it. But that's an opportunity here for Joven, and of course, he's been sitting in the chair for so long, he kind of jumped up. I believe
he's not going to waste any time.
I believe Joven is going to take this opportunity to try and get the speed of the table down and just take it nice and smooth with everything that he does. Joven, a quick player as it is.
Yeah, you think he's suited to the shootout?
Yeah, I think so. I really do. First real look at how he's playing, but you know, he looks like he's hitting the ball good. His break needs to come together for him to stay, you know, competitive, but
it's not like he's breaking badly. That's the thing that he needs to take a bit of heart from. He's hitting the break fine. There's nothing wrong with it. He just needs his luck to start to go his way. But well, he's had one chance at open table, and Joven Bustamante has won one frame. He's back in the hunt at 3-1. He's a big boy, is Gabe Owen. He's got a big break to go with it.
Well, this is the moment that will tell us what could be possible in the next 3 or 4 minutes.
It's a hammer break. It's an absolute hammer break.
The possibility is that he has an opportunity to get out, but it's not an easy get out. He's got a few balls that he's got to mess around with.
I think you've got to take stripes here.
Yeah, the 10-1-15 combination.
Yeah.
But the time clock doesn't give him much of an opportunity to think.
I'll also say that your first shot on stripes isn't easy. I think you have to take the 11, and that is missable.
And he doesn't have much time. Shot clock running down, waiting till the last second. He made it.
Brilliant shot. That could be a match winner.
That could be the point where, you know, we say, okay, this is where Gabe Owen put the nail in the coffin. But again, the shot clock not giving him enough time to kind of get ready.
So I just wonder if it'll be the 3-ball combo now.
Yeah, I think he's got to take it here, and he's got to take it with a little bit of angle so the 10-ball moves off the 1.
Oh, he'll take that. Look at the position onto the 14 as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure he loves where the 10-ball is, because now he's going to have to draw back. Little mistakes here could cause big problems.
Well, he can save it. He can get up there. There's a fairly sizable gap. Just needs to be anywhere by the left side of the table, near the side pocket, and I think he's okay.
Well, he's got a little bit of angle, but this is going to be a punch shot, and I think the 6-ball's in the way. Unless he's just going to steep draw it, and just get a big draw on it. This could get tough.
Yeah, he's played that really
he's
well.
hit it well.
You can see he just had to limber up for that one, had to elevate the butt of the cue. And he's played that one really well. It's been a bit of a fright for Gabe Owen.
And what could have been for Joven Bustamante, with one simple mistake, we could have seen a lot of different things, but it's not going to be today. Joven Bustamante falls to Gabe Owen here in the Colorado Shootout. Wow, what a match. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back. It is Sofia Mast versus David Matlock, and I'm joined by the very talented and knowledgeable Miss Amy Beecham. Amy, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm wonderful. The shootouts, it's blasting along. We've seen some good matches. You've been sitting front row, huh?
Yeah, I've watched every match so far.
It's been pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
the first match with Shane and Ricky was an absolute nail biter.
Yeah.
It was a little heartbreaking for Shane Thompson because he just had one mistake that really cost him the match. But
Yeah, I thought with, probably going to sound a bit harsh, but Shane might have played the clock a little bit better in that final frame. He maybe had to put one more ball, and then Ricky wouldn't have had time for the counter clearance.
Yeah.
Guarantee himself a shootout. But tough out there.
yeah, hard to think about that in the arena. It's easy for us to see it on the outside, but yeah.
Yeah, but obviously Shane's quite experienced in the situation, but
So here, probably what's considered the best bar table player in the country for a very long time. He was considered that, Mr. David Matlock, against the now junior world champion in Sofia Mast.
and this has been a phenomenal start so far. The break was incredible. Took on the tough first shot and looks like she's going to run the frame.
Something you see with some females and some juniors is they don't always have the power push into the break. And so Sofia, being a female and a junior,
Yeah.
her break was actually really well. So she's clearly put into some work and learned how to break correctly.
And it's such a big part of the game, and I think what it's like here in the US, I don't know, but certainly in the UK in the women's game, a lot of players don't work on the break enough.
He came back for another dose. He was in our our second shootout in Kansas City, and wanted to come back for another. Watch out, 8-ball.
Yeah, golden.
Oh, wow, golden break.
Second one today.
That's the second one today. And David Matlock doesn't even realize. It tends to happen like that. Well, that was interesting there. He's excited for that. He didn't have to work near as hard as Sofia did.
No.
You watch the 8-ball just take a nice little line into the side pocket.
Yeah.
Because
If he didn't already, I'm sure he did already.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I mean,
So-
Sofia's break has been outrageous.
oh yeah, she's got such a good break.
Yeah.
Did you play her in the Open or
No.
in the women's?
No.
You played her opponent.
Yeah, Lulu.
Lulu, yeah. Sofia, of course, Kansas City Open Ladies Champion, topping Lulu Kibaroglu, Turkish player. She really enjoyed the format. Had a tough time on the TV table against Sofia. And Sofia back to try and defend her championship. I'm sure you wouldn't mind seeing Sofia in the TV table arena for the finals of the women's.
I'd just like to play her,
Yeah.
whether it's out there or not. I do think we're in different halves, though.
Are you?
I think, but obviously it's double eliminator, so
Yeah, who
anything can
knows?
happen.
Oh, yeah, you said, if you're in a tournament, you want to play the best.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I think Sofia probably feels the same about you. She knows who you are and she knows how you play. So I am glad to just see you back here, though.
Yeah, I mean, look, Kansas City for me was the first time I've ever played this American pool, really. And I loved it, so I will, unfortunately can't make the next event in November, but certainly next year I'm going to try and be out here as much as possible, that, as much as work will allow.
Yeah, and I'm sure, I don't know if they've locked anything down yet, but I'm sure we'll get a location of our next event. I think the discussion is November, but I don't know if anything's set in stone yet.
No, I mean, I don't know anything other than the rumours that I've heard November. And I mean, it's just a month that's impossible for me.
I think all the players kind of want that last event right before Christmas. It's always fun to get one more in, so we'll see what comes up. Hopefully you can make it. If not, I'm sure we'll see you next year.
Yeah.
And Sofia here, this is good stuff. I mean, she didn't have to do anything too crazy.
No, but I mean, she's won 3 frames and they've all been from the break, so.
Yeah, consistent.
Yeah.
And this is this is something that Sofia will have an advantage on Dave on, is that she has played that call extension.
Yeah.
She's used to, calling that extension. She's used to playing under a shot clock. Maybe not as strict as a 15, but she's used to that. So she has a little bit of an advantage there. Played a good shot.
Yeah, bounce.
Needs a big bounce just so she can hold the cue ball easy.
That's okay, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. So now she just needs to take her time, what time she can take.
Whoa.
I think, she can cut this and go back and forth.
Where does the 8 go? It doesn't go in either corner, does it?
I'm shooting it off the 6 ball.
Right, okay.
Yeah. It's a huge pocket.
Yeah, sure. Oh, a little clip would have been nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Tiny little thin clip.
It's going to make it a little bit tougher, but I think any touch on the 6 makes this 8 ball go in. Oh, she's going to bank it. And she's going to block his pocket. Maybe she didn't like the touch.
I think the cue ball may be tough.
Yeah, on the rail and all that.
Yeah.
Plus her cue ball maybe going towards the side pocket.
Because I think if it did cut in, she'd have had no... she'd have played it, because I remember the black, the 8 she cut in the women's final.
Oh, look at this shot by Dave. Oh, wow. I can't tell if that ball's on the point hooked.
It's fine. Shot.
Well, when you talk about a finish, that's going to be a great finish right there.
Absolutely, but maybe a little bit madness to go for it rather than play safe.
Yeah, but
it worked.
We talked about this format being an aggressive format.
Yeah, great match though from both.
Absolutely, that was a very aggressive finish. Amy, thank you so much for joining me. We'll get a word with David Matlock here in just a minute.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the Colorado Shootout. Chase Stumfoll breaking off against Cleve Thompson in another UK versus USA battle. There's been a few of those today here in Colorado. I'd like to say Nate Kane joins me on the commentary for this one. And good afternoon to you, Nate. Lovely to have you with us as always. And a great match in particular for you to do, because I know you'll very much be team Chase, but in as respectful a possible way, as I know you get on very well with Cleve as well. But, but a great match for us to have here.
No, I'm excited to do it. Thanks for having me again here. Yep, no, Chase is, of course, local to my area in Kansas City here and did very well in the Open, taking down Tyler Steyer last time. So we're excited to see him play again. And, yeah, Cleve's just been a joy. I've got to know him over the last 3 events, and he's just amazing. He works with all the locals, shows tips, and teaches. He's actually a pretty good teacher of the game, too. He's helped out a few of our locals there, gave him some free tips and stuff like that. And so it's been a very, very good liaison for Ultimate Pool over here.
Yeah, he's absolutely come into his own really in the USA. There's Cleve Thompson.
Oh, didn't expect him to miss that one there.
No, nor did I. So Chase Stumfoll going to get to the table here. And strikes aren't terrible either for Chase. It was a bit of a, I think it would be slightly unfair to call it a bit of a breakout tournament that he enjoyed in Kansas City, but I think it definitely got his name more known to more people, the performance that he put on there. Would that be fair to say?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely getting a little bit of national exposure. Of course, in Kansas City, we've kind of always known what he's capable of, and of course, he's former junior national champion, and I was giving him a hard time because in Kansas City, the match right before when he played Tyler, he had an easy draw. He beat me. So. But yeah, he's just been on fire ever since that tournament there. He's kind of won anything he's shot. He was in a big national tournament and went undefeated for basically 2 weeks straight, just about.
Wow.
team tournament stuff, So he.
So he's high at the moment then.
Yeah, he's hitting the ball really, really good right now. So.
Could be a bit of a sleeper pick for this tournament here then, in which case, because he's shown he's got a bit of a knack for beating the big name players, and that's what this tournament is full of. And I think it's fair to say as well, a bit of a wide open half of the draw at least.
Yeah, that's who knows going to come off of that end there. I think anybody can get it done, and of course this is still a fairly short race. I mean, if you can run out, you got a good chance at it. And I know Cleve has said the one American he does not want to face in a 6-ball shootout is Chase. So he's gotten quite good at it. He ran around. He was hitting sub 20 times quite a bit when we were in Kansas City. So.
Wow. Okay. He's been putting in the hours.
Yeah. We're off to a great start. People are loving the format, and we're looking to get more people signed up as we can. So,
yeah, great opportunity for so many people to be a part of something pretty special. The feedback that the guys have had here in the States with the Ultimate Pool USA Leagues has been pretty overwhelming, actually, for how positive it's been. And
yeah, kind of one of the big, not necessarily the big worries, but the thing that's so different from what they're not used to shooting. Finally, our first kind of bad positional shot there by Chase is that the 30-second shot clock is actually a refreshing thing, and our league players are loving it compared to what we were a little worried they weren't used to it. They were going to be concerned about it, and I'm watching some of my players play the best pool they've ever played with that 30-second shot clock. They're able to turn their head off and make a decision and shoot. And so we're seeing that a lot. And
well, I think as well, from just a player's perspective, knowing you can show up on a league night and you just got that little bit more structure around your evening. You know, you sort of know a little bit more when your matches will finish and when they'll start and all those kind of things. And yeah, it's gone down pretty well so far, and as I say, not quite as brutal as the shootout. Don't be too scared.
Right.
We're not going to be putting you on a 15-second shot clock anytime soon. But some of the elements that do make the game here with Ultimate Pool USA so fun, the match clock, the shot clock, all a part of Ultimate Pool Leagues. And
the 30-minute match time is kind of the biggest comparison to the shootout. And so everybody wants to shoot a 6-ball shootout too, but that's also kind of not necessarily part of normal league night. But we will work it into, we need to break ties in a tournament setting and things like that. And so, but yeah, we're just getting amazing feedback. We've gotten kicked off in my area in Kansas City with quite a few teams kind of taking the leap and checking it out. And I said it's been kind of overwhelmingly positive feedback. So
that's what we like to hear. And for, there's a mutual beneficial element to signing up. The more teams that Ultimate Pool USA gets in the league, the more that prize fund bumps up, and it bumps up pretty big as well.
Yes.
At the grand finals next year in October. I think it's 1,500 teams needed, and it'll be 100,000 first prize cash payout, which is awesome. I'm sure everyone can agree.
What if we get 10,000 teams? So
that's the other thing. That's the other thing.
I tell you what, we've been talking through this out of Cleve's here, but this has been a quite impressive out. There we go. Yeah, that's that 2-ball he shot, and the 6-ball and 1 kind of coming out perfectly. That was a great shot, and then that 1 in the side there, he really controlled that well. So,
in its moments here, as Cleve breaks off, makes a ball. Cue ball's going to stay up. What's the lead like? Pretty horrible.
Yeah,
he's got nothing on. Remember, you can't play the dirty combo here. Not an option in international 8-ball rules.
Even looks like he might be stuck on the 9, but that's not even an option. It's tough. This is kind of the last thing that probably wanted a wide open rack to get level.
Yeah, he did want to foul there. That was a tricky shot. This could be the last frame. 2.5 minutes. This needs some working out to begin with. Oh, well then. Well, Chayton going for that and not getting it has just opened the door for Cleve.
Mm-hmm. Might be able to draw back into that 2 right now off of this 5-ball shot if he can cheat the pocket just slightly.
And he can. Oh, he's missed that by a millimeter. He did not miss that by much.
At least he has one more soldier here with that 4-ball at some point, but got to get good on it.
What do you do it now?
With the 7 there, I like it. You should have something to shoot. So
this is a big shot.
I'm not even going to say it again. Not going to say it again about that.
That top right pocket is not his friend.
Yeah, it's not at all, but you got a little reprieve there with the 11 tying up. At this point, Chase might try to hide a little bit and burn some clock.
Well, Chase just needs to put open balls. Don't know if I love that, to be honest with you. Because Cleve's got nothing to lose here. He can throw his arm at these. It was razor thin, mind. For Chase here, don't tuck up, just pot. He can pot 3 open balls here, maybe 4, and it's game over.
And an extension he could call as well.
Yeah, no need to tuck up. That was Cleve's last attempt at it. And this is maybe just a little sign of
not being quite familiar with the format.
Yeah,
so.
and we can't blame him. The shootout format is very, very new.
Chase did text me to see if I had some openings in the league for him. If he would have been playing these past 6 weeks, he'd be ready for this. But yeah, well, it actually is kind of funny. Some of our league players, even our lower skilled players and things like that, they picked up on the format very quickly with this clock and realizing what they needed to do.
That's what I like to hear. Well, Chase Stumfoll is going to get over the line here by hell or high water. Realizes he had his extension to call, and now he can sit down and toast a victory. The shot clock is bigger than the match clock. His work here is done. I think he's just doing the maths to confirm it. I think Cleve Thompson shakes his hand, and Chase Stumfoll gets a win over Cleve Thompson. He was 4-0 up. He got pulled back, but Chase is in the race to be in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and I think Matlock only had 1 as well.
Yeah, it's conditions here are great for play. Of course, got a beautiful diamond table here. A little different than the valleys we played on in Kansas City.
And I think there's the commentator's curse. Let's say it's breaking well, and
let's not use that word.
He breaks dry again.
I hate the old commentator's curse, but it does happen sometimes. Yeah, and so because of the layout of the rack and not being able to get to it, Justin says, I'm going to let you decide. I'm not sure if that's what I would have done, but I'm also not nearly as good as Justin is, so I'm going to trust him and his decision.
Right, and I think also with obviously the international 8-ball rules and no dirty combo, it's under the shot clock, it's a little bit different for him. You know, it's
yeah, normally I think he would have just played that 5 into the 10 up at the top of the table and taken the stripes, but that is not a valid shot in international 8-ball rules. Oh no, that's a big miss there.
Yeah, I say, but he does have the insurance with the 5, so it's.
I think the smart shot here is to play the dirty combo, take the loss of turn, make that 10 ball, because if he leaves him there, he'll have a shot on the 13 if he just left him there, but it's not a great one.
Yeah, that's not what he's going for.
And he's tree-topped over the ball. Yeah, this is a tougher action here. Tough action shot for Adam. And he made it, and oh no. The 12 ball getting tied up is rough because he made a good shot, especially under the pressure that he was under.
Yeah, I think he's going to play a loss of turn as well.
Interesting to see what happens here with Justin's shot. Oh, he played the combo again. He's going to let Adam try and do all the work on this 11 ball that's tied up.
Yeah, and obviously that's the beauty with the match clock as well. So Justin knows he's 1 up, and you know eventually the pressure is on Adam to make something happen, and you know, kind of claw it back. So Justin won't mind a longer rack on this one as well.
Yeah. We may only be 2 racks in by the time we hit the 15-second shot clock. And Adam here probably doesn't realize it yet, but he's in the fight of his life on this opening round shootout match, because Justin's holding control of the match and the time. Great shot there.
Yeah, but there's still got a lot to do. Be interesting to see what he plays from here.
Well, you got a little fortunate there, Adam. A little double kiss action on the 4-ball.
Yeah, they say good players do get lucky, so I'm sure he's got a lot of it.
Oh.
See, yeah, I think, yeah, again, he's still adjusting with the slide on the new felt. He's trying to break it out, and he's going wide every time. I think he lost his chalk as well.
Yeah, lost his chalk a little bit. I'll tell you what, though, I do like that jam-up jersey that Justin's wearing. That's a nice jersey. He's looking sharp.
Yeah, say, and the Colorado jerseys, I say they look really nice. And I say Jam will do a great job. And say, as far as I'm concerned, the best in the business.
Oh, look at that.
It's another great shot.
That was an incredible shot. Can't get any better than that. Played that well. Eight ball moving on the break, and he makes all kinds of stuff. Just 4 stripes left on the table. Let's see what he's gonna do here. He's really got his choice. And this is pretty tic-tac-toe for him.
Yeah, but he's got a little funny on it, so he should be all right. But
yeah, just a little bit of a bridge. As long as he doesn't touch the 3, he'll be fine. He'll be able to take the 5 ball, come back down. Yeah, this is pretty quickly going to be 3-0 to Mr. Bergman, which Adam played a phenomenal first rack and just hasn't had much opportunity since then.
saying just in there, it's old to break old habits. To say he'll still call the 8 even though he doesn't have to.
Jeremy and Jim, who probably don't get a whole lot of credit, at least on our live video. The work they put in is immaculate, so a huge thank you to them. But we've been in Denver now for 5 days.
Yep.
And we've had some good food. We've met some nice people. We had a little night out. We had an off day. We went to a great Italian restaurant downtown. Denver's been a lot of fun so far.
Yeah, it's been great, and I think every guy that lives in Europe seems to want to move here already, so they must be enjoying it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's our Kansas City Shootout champion, Mr. Jordan Shepard, brought his little brother along, who's bigger than he is. Luke's a nice guy. He's really enjoyed it, so his first time in America and got to come over and see what it's all about. So, of course, Amy Beecham, who was in here earlier with me, she loves the American culture. She enjoys the atmosphere, so.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing for us, obviously. It's the overall experience is what we want for the players, whether you're coming from the UK or you're driving 16 hours to play in the tournament. It's we just want to make sure your experience, regardless of what skill level or who you are, you have a good time and you want to come back.
Yeah, that's the one thing I can say is that everybody who's come to our events, win or lose, everybody seems to have always had a good time. So when we end up in your city, whether it's California or Texas or Florida or wherever we end up, go out of your way to come check it out. Justin Bergman doing very, very well against Mr. Adam Cisneros.
William Meacham, please. William Meacham, please, top table.
We are officially away and racing then in our first match of this evening session here on the beautiful Rec Room Underground. Denver, Colorado, quarterfinal time. And Ricky Evans with one of his toughest tests that he's had as part of the Ultimate Pool USA fraternity. And it's a particularly tough test because he's walking a little bit into the unknown. He can really only control what he can do in this match. What's coming the other way from Tom Cousins is a little bit of a mystery. Ricky's very, very smart guy. He's certainly not naive when it comes to the knowledge of some of the UK players that are coming over to sample American 8-ball for the first time. So he'll be fully expecting a very tough game. This 8-ball to go 1-0 in front, and through it goes. Well, if this goes in the side, you want to be close to it.
Does it go on the side, though? I don't know if it does.
I feel like the only way we're going to find out is wait about 20 seconds.
It does not go on the side.
I'm not sure what Ricky's trying to play there.
He was trying to draw up to get right about center table above the 8 so he could bank it backwards into the side pocket there.
He's
right where his tip is, right there is where he was kind of wanting to be.
He's a long way off it. Oh, he's looking for the kick bank.
That's a loss of frame here in English 8-ball rules, right?
If he'd have potted the 8.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's just cue ball in hand, and Tom can go about his work. But yeah, potting the cue ball by hitting the 8-ball, not the end of the world. You're probably going to lose the frame.
You're going to lose the game anyways.
Yeah, it's not an instant loss of frame. If you pot the cue ball in the act to potting the 8-ball, that is a loss of frame, which is such a heartbreaking way to lose a frame.
Yeah. The vernacular is so different between the what we use versus what you guys use.
I know, and it's something I'm very aware of, and for those who are finding it particularly jarring watching in the States, I'm doing my best.
No, you're doing fine.
The difference between a screw and a drawer and all it's...
Well, you keep saying frame and I say game.
And rack, and there's so many different ways to talk about
I just heard you say double, and we say bank.
Sure.
The one that, there was one that, it took me a minute to figure out what you guys were talking about, was a cannon.
Yeah.
We call them a breakout. It's very straightforward.
Yeah, we use breakout as well. It's there's a few different words we got for that one. But yeah, there's a few that I really like. I love, not a phrase that's used all that much in English able, but I love the carom.
Oh yeah, we use carom.
Yeah, it's sort of lesser spotted really in there over the pond. But yeah, it's something that I really enjoy, because ultimately this is what I do is talk about sport, and I find the sort of the mechanics of the language quite interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm trying my best to be understood.
You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. You guys are the one putting on the event, so we need to adjust to you.
Well, you're the ones hosting, so we need to. Maybe we should just meet in the middle, you know? Yeah. As Tom Cousins knocks in the 8-ball, heart of the pocket, 3-2 the lead. He was 2-0 down. He now leads 3 frames to 2, 3 racks to 2, 3 games to 2. Oh, well, the opportunity comes immediately.
Bye-bye, cue ball.
For Ricky Evans. Tom Cousins gets that one all wrong, and but he did get a ton of power through the pack, so a big split.
He sent that cue ball back to Heathrow.
Yeah. Yeah, that flew straight in. Weirdly, for how big a split it was, it's not an easy finish this for Ricky Evans.
Why?
Yeah, that was tough.
Interesting choice. That shot clock is, when you're at this 15-second, I don't.
It's brutal, isn't it?
It is very brutal.
It's brutal. It's what I mentioned in the frame before. I think it scrambles players' heads. It's what makes it great entertainment, because nothing's ever a sure thing on a 15-second shot clock.
I know it affected me. That's all I can say.
Well, you're not the first or the last. Don't worry about that, David.
All right, Ricky. Well, you've got a chance here. So
3 minutes and 15 for Ricky Evans. Needs 3.
Can he get at that? No. He's got to get at this 14 to get the 7 ball out. No.
Oh, 2 tries at it. May have to leave it as a bank now.
Not a double?
No, I'm acclimatizing.
He's going to have to play the bank.
Oh, he won't get that far.
No, he was trying to get in with inside English and come 3 rails at it. He was too steep on the angle to do that.
Yeah, tough one for Ricky Evans. Yeah, I'm not sure that shot was ever truly on, in all truth.
No, he needed to manipulate it, and it's really hard to do on this with this slippery cloth.
And 2 minutes left. Tom Cousins essentially has a bit of a victory lap here. It's not too often you get to be this comfortable at the end of a shootout match.
What's the move here? Just take your time, run the clock down every...
Yeah, although I do think he's going to take the one down the rail. I think he probably feels that confident and comfortable with it. But yeah, so comfortable and confident with that clock, he's happy to wait for the beeps. He'll count them. He'll strike the ball at 2 or 1 most times.
Yeah.
Something we've noticed a little bit over the years with Ultimate Pool is you can really overthink the match and shot clock, and it can get in your head and it can start to affect your performance. When you just sort of keep it simple Don't overthink it.
Right.
And it tends to help you.
Just needs to smooth this ball in, upper right-hand corner, and the cue ball naturally floats over. Rubbed its feet on the way in.
It's a very good performance from Tom Cousins. He is going to get to 6 on the scoreboard and eliminate Ricky Evans. Not the performance Ricky would have wanted to put in. He had his chances in that match, which always makes it a bit tougher to take. But Tom Cousins, on his Ultimate Pool USA debut, continues his run here in the Colorado Shootout.
All right, guys, Ultimate Pool USA back, and what a match we have here. Stephen Wyatt joined by Mr. Adam Williams in the booth. This is, I say it has the potential to be a final because it was a final.
Yeah.
We saw this final in the Kansas City Shootout, and now quarterfinal match. One of these two gentlemen is going out, and I think Chris might be up for a little bit of revenge.
Yeah, say it's he's definitely one he wants it, but we're definitely in for a roller coaster of a match. I say it's going to be a high skill level match.
Well, we talk about Mr. Melling, and he is the reigning and defending Open champion. He has yet to win a shootout. Of course, Darren Appleton taking down the Louisiana Open, and then this gentleman sitting in the chair over there, Mr. Jordan Shepard, takes down the Kansas City Open. So I think Chris wants to add this to his list, and I think he wants it. I think he wants it.
Yeah, he's got a little different aura about him today. He's normally a bit more relaxed, but he's kind of got a pep in his step. So
doesn't he?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting match.
Well, and he's making quick work of this rack. Yeah, and just like that, Chris making a statement. This, if you look at the time here, guys, this is 28 minutes and 36 seconds left. That rack took less than 90 seconds. The last quarter on the list, Chase Stumfoll looking to add another I Beat a Pro tag. Wants to take out Justin Bergman. Of course, he has Tyler Steyer on that list.
Yeah, I say he's definitely got the mentality for it. He doesn't shy away from anything.
He loves to play and he loves to win. Well, and we talked about this would be what causes the issue for either player, and it's just a dry break. Now there is a situation here with the balls. And I think Chris can get out of it. He's going to have to do something with the 14-11, but he's got a pretty good layup on some balls to just get a simple touch.
Yeah, and I think he'll break it out, the 10 off the 11, just to open it up after taking this one on. So.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, he's just going to go off the ball. That's got to be what he's going to do. Mm-hmm. It's a little scary doing that. I prefer using a little bump because I feel like it keeps the balls close to the same position.
Yeah, I think he just got a little funny on the shape. So,
but I'm not one to question Chris Melling. So they call him the magician for a reason. He can do some amazing things.
There it is.
Yeah, and he actually got a pretty good movement on all of that, so it worked out for him. This is a big shot here. Controlled it very well. He got straight though.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to like draw out of it or punch it.
Punch out. Look by the looks of it. Yeah.
Well, and you can't say enough about how good Chris Melling is. And like we talked about it, I think he's looking for a little revenge. I kind of like playing safe behind the 11, but he's got something in mind. This is why they call him the magician. Oh, wow, what a shot. Yeah. He kind of got stuck in a weird spot, but that was a really good shot there.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to force it.
Look at this right here on the replay. 3 into the 5, and he played it so well, and he just didn't get a huge reward because he's got some balls locked up still.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to find the angle to break it out again. So
Chris is so good at knowing what ball is going to go where, when, and how far it's going to travel. He's going to hit this shot with precision on trying to break these balls out to make both balls available.
Oh,
watch a scratch. Well, this is back and forth with these crazy. This match has been wild.
Yeah, I say, and yeah, another let off for John Shepard. He can be in again.
Yeah, that's so wild the way that happened. Oh, and Jordan Shepard here wants to hold on to that shootout title that he earned in the Kansas City shootout. And he's going to inch one game closer if he can manage to finish this rack out. Oh, and he's hit it pretty well.
Yep, and he does it again. He doesn't look happy, and it rolls right in, and it's good to go, I say.
Yeah, that's great right there for Jordan, and Chris has got to be a little sick about the scratch.
Yeah.
50 seconds left on the clock. Jordan has more than enough time to finish this out.
Yeah, so if he gets on the 6th, I think he'll be super comfortable.
Can't let the time cause any issues.
It's still a touchy shot under pressure.
Yeah, and a missed ball here would give Chris enough time to get to the table. I don't think he's going to miss it, though.
No, but...
Oh, he's got kind of a tough shot on the 8 ball.
Yeah, and he's
We're under 10 seconds. He's got to try something there.
Oh, he's just gone for it.
Oh, my goodness. We're going to a 6-ball shootout with Chris Melling and Jordan Shepard. This is going to go fast. Keep your eyes on it. Watch Chris move around the table. He's got a pretty good break here. 2-ball down. He's going to take the 4. He wants to hold for the 1, just stop shots.
And this is going to be a good time if he doesn't miss.
Yeah, cue ball's moving a little more than he wants it to.
Yeah, and he's got a little funny on this as well.
And the cue ball's going to have to move even more here. He needs for it to stop. We'll get an official time, but it looks like we're right around the 24-second mark, but we'll get an official time. So what you saw on the screen may not be the exact official time. They're going to go back, they're going to scrutinize it and make sure they get it down to the dot. The time to beat, 24.16 seconds, and Jordan comes with a big break here.
Yeah, and it's
very quick. The cue ball's moving, probably more than he wants it to.
Yeah, but it's a pretty good layout for him. It's going to be a close one.
Oh, and this shot here is going to be a tough one.
And I think he's got it if he manages to hold this cue ball. I think he's got about 3 seconds left. 23.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Look at that. Jordan celebrating like crazy. What a finish. With it, it's got to be under a second. And wow. And Dave Matlock with the break. Let's see what happens here.
Break. Needs a ball down. Got it. Dave Matlock has an opportunity here to start off strong against Gabe Owen. And once again, Stephen White here, and we got somebody special in here, the resident Dave Matlock. I'm going to call you connoisseur. I mean, this is Mr. Nate Kane, very familiar with both of these players, as a matter of fact. So he's a good one to get some insight for. Nate, how you been so far, man?
Good. Busy. Another great event going here for Ultimate Pool. So, yeah, excited to see Dave and Gabe go at it here. Like I said, it's I mentioned during Chase's match there in Cleve that this could have been in the 90s or the early 2000s.
What's funny is these are two guys that are from the era of kind of a we don't like change, and they're playing a version of 8-ball that is pretty changed from what it usually is, but they both enjoy it, so it's fun to watch.
Yeah, especially, I mean, Gabe's he's a few hours away from me here, but I mean, Dave's local to me, and he has really been enjoying the format. He, like I kind of mentioned already earlier on a different stream, he just said, one of the biggest compliments we got after the Kansas City Open, he said, if this wasn't the best sprint tournament I've ever been a part of, it's up there. And the man's entered, 9 million tournaments. So
yeah, well, that's a testament to the format, to the people involved. Neil Toms is probably one of the best tournament directors I've ever been in contact with. He does a flawless job. Another name that you might not know that he doesn't get the recognition that he probably deserves is Neil. So if you happen to see him here, give him a shout because he really is a super guy. Oh, what a interesting shot that was. Let's see what Gabe Owen can do at the table.
Yeah, it's good kick attempt there from Dave, and the 9-ball got into optimal position there for him if he didn't make it. So Gabe definitely has some work to do. Oh, Gabe the Babe, kind of a last-minute entry into the tournament here, and stroke of luck got him in the shootout when Joey Gray was sick, unfortunately. So I know Gabe has been playing an awful lot. He definitely looking in old form. He's especially one pocket right now. He is he's killer at that. He got a good angle here on that too to go ahead and maybe try to swing into that 8-6. Who knows?
Oh, and that's a big shot there. He needed a little bit more, I think. What do you see here? How do you get out of this one?
You know, just depends on how good it is lined up here. He might just try to get straight in on that and maybe hit the kind of draw shot on the 6 and follow it in with the 9 if he can have that angle there. Doesn't look like he has a great angle to come into it right now and try to play a breakout. Could possibly just pocket this and take the angle on the 5 and roll down and break it out. Yeah, it does look like that 9's a little bit too off to try the follow-in shot there. I always hate breaking out the last ball I'm trying to shoot. I'd like to have a safety ball in case the breakout doesn't go as planned.
You know, there's always a possibility that he could play it with the forward shot. You make the 9-ball with the 6, and the 6 kind of stays there, and your cue ball comes in and bumps it. But it's a very risky shot because if he misses, he's giving up the game.
Just rolling down for the bank, it looks like. There you go. Still going to take even if he drills this bank, I mean, I assume he's going to bank it back to the corner here. He might try the side for position, but he's got to hit a good shot to get position on that 8 off this bank. Does kind of lay natural to go 3 rails around for it. Looks like he is going for it. Oh, he's able to hold it. That was a good shot. Great shot. From our vantage point, it looked like there was too much angle to hold that ball that well, and he really killed that one nice.
Yeah, played it well. Still has a little work to do here. This is not the easiest 8-ball he's ever laid down on, but a good shot nonetheless. Long first rack, very interesting, especially with the format that we're using. But as a fan, as a spectator, wow, that's that's what I want to see. Ball off the table, and if you're unfamiliar with the rules of international 8-ball, Gabe now has ball in hand anywhere on the table. Because the cue ball came off the table, it does not have to stay behind the what we call the kitchen line or the head string.
It's actually a rule in the league play that we're doing, across the country here. It's people are really enjoying that rule because, kind of how I explain it is that jumping the cue ball off the table is usually always the player's fault. So it's much more of a penalty if you do that, to where a lot of times it's just bad luck if you get kicked into a pocket or whatever. So it's not quite as harsh of a penalty, but
extra penalty for kind of a user error situation.
Exactly. And a lot of our league players have really liked that.
That's something that me and Adam were talking about it earlier. It's something that I really enjoy, is that not counting what we're seeing right now, because the shootout has its own very special rules. There's a few things in there that are different, but when you come to play an Ultimate Pool USA event and you're playing in the main event or the ladies or the juniors, all the rules are 1,000% consistent. If you play on the TV table, you'll play by these rules. If you play in the junior division on the outside tables, it's the same rules. So I really like the fact that nothing changes when it comes to the rules tournament to tournament. It's something that's always been a kind of an issue in America, is just the harsh reality of different rules every weekend.
Right. Yeah, it's tough.
So it's nice to see that we have a very strict set of rules, and even though there's some that we don't necessarily agree with, we're not going to change them because we want everything to be consistent.
Yeah, it's also just fun because it's just the whole rule set just increases the pace of 8-ball racks. It makes it a lot more interesting as a player, as a spectator, everything. Yeah, man, he was just completely tree-topped over that ball. He was kind of 2 shots before that he got tree-topped. That's what got him out of line to where he was even in this position in the first place. So, but yeah, kind of speaking a little bit about the league play and things like that is, we're here in the Denver area. We're kind of definitely promoting the leagues and want you guys to get a chance to play your own. The shootout is kind of similar to the league rules in that at least it's 30 minutes. There's a couple of different special ones there, but if you're interested in the Ultimate Pool League at all in the Denver area, please come out. We've got the league operator Greg here and several other league operators from across the country. If you guys have questions, come and talk to us. Also, we are launched all across the country, and we do have half-session signups on October 14th. So if you are interested to play that, please hit up, find your local league area, which several of the graphics on the stream have showed you how to do that. And if you don't have it in your area, please reach out to us as well. We're adding areas pretty much weekly right now.
Yeah, we want Ultimate Pool USA to be across the USA.
Yes.
And if it's not offered in your area, we can definitely make that happen for you. Because, again, this is a league that not only is for the players, but it's fair across the board, and that's what I love about it. The payouts are going to be incredible. You brought up a good point there. We have Kennedy Mayman here. She's the league operator for Minnesota area.
Yeah.
We have Jeff Goodman, who's from the East Texas area. We have you yourself from the Kansas City area.
Yeah.
Greg from Denver. Who else? We have quite a few.
Yeah, we've got Brett Snowden, which is from the St. Louis area. That's one. And we've got also Lamar Clax here playing, and he helps out with a couple different areas of Louisiana and Texas. So see our league players kind of put it together. The more weeks they play, and kind of the first team that gets the strategy down gets an advantage on it. But it's a lot to think about, so it's fun.
And when you come up with a strategy, if you can execute it, a lot of times it'll earn you the win.
Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting rack because
12, 7.
Yeah, the 14's got to slide past the 6. The 12 and the 7 are tied up. The 1 ball's in a weird spot.
Yeah, at this point, I don't see much that leads toward that, getting that 12 out of there. So he'd probably just play for the bank at some point.
Well, and You know, Dave's a great player, and I don't want to take anything away from him, but he needs to be mindful of the clock, because if he does miss, he doesn't want to give Gabe the opportunity to run out. Oh, and that's a great shot.
Got that 6 moved.
I mean, he really is playing incredible. We're about to be down to the 1 minute mark. He's going to be looking for the bank. This is the shot that's going to earn him the win if he can make it.
Great shot with the shape. Oh, man, how good did he hit that ball?
Now here, I think it's important. Oh, he's already used his extension. He needs to take a little time. You don't want to give Gabe a chance to run out with 45 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, I definitely would shoot this one with next to nothing on the clock here.
And you see Dave kind of moving around the table quickly. This is the part where you want to slow it down. This is where that strategy comes in. So Gabe is going to have an opportunity now.
You need some good luck or
5 balls down on the break.
Right, something, yeah, something.
Big break, watch out, cue ball. There's balls down everywhere. He needs an opening shot.
Man, look where that cue ball ended up. That's tough.
He can make the 9 ball in the corner here, but he's got to take his time. Get in there, ball.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's going to end up really tough here.
This is intense.
What do? You cross the 15. That's what you do.
Oh.
Get in there.
Slopped it in. Oh, wow.
15 seconds on the clock. Can he do it? I don't
it's going to be tough. Yeah, he's got a lot of cue ball movement here, unfortunately. Well, how intense was that one as well? Wow.
Well, I got to tell you, Dave Matlock, hats off to that man. He played incredible. Gabe Owen, of course, you can't fault him. He attempted and he tried very hard down to the last second.
And it's interesting to see how they go here. Chase, I spoke to him after his match. He was really excited at the prospect of just playing Justin Bergman. So I know this match will mean a lot to him. Justin Bergman, I think it's safe to say, probably won't be feeling the same, but it's another match, it's another chance to win, and that is what Justin Bergman is all about. Stephen Jameson with you on the comms for this one. Joining me in the booth is the Ultimate Pool USA National League Director, Jeremy Hundley.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, mate, and it's great to have you in the booth. It's been too long. Glad we finally pulled you in here.
Yeah, they talked me into it, so it's nice to sit down and watch a good match, though.
Yeah, we've picked a good one for you, I think.
Yeah. It's always a pleasure watching Justin move around the table, so smooth.
Yeah, but we know what shootout pool is like. We know nothing is guaranteed, and we also know Chase Stumfoll has been playing really, really well of late. You get the sense, though, with this being, I think it's safe to say, a bigger match for Chase than it is for Justin in terms of their careers, if you like. Important for Chase that he starts well, just settles down into the game.
Absolutely. So, he's a smooth player. He's confident. It's nice to see in a young player, right?
For sure. We had Nate Kane in here earlier on. I was with him for Chase's match, who knows Chase really well, same neck of the woods in Kansas City, and he said since Chase had his bit of a breakthrough tournament when we were there in Kansas City, he's like been a different animal, and he's performing so well at a really high level. His confidence is really high. He's hungry to do more and better, and I always think that's such a good sign in a young player, especially, that when they get a bit of a taste of success, they're not happy with it, they want even more. That's a good sign.
Right. It's like they can see that they can do it. It's like the door's open, like, okay, I can beat this guy.
Yeah, but I think we've seen it before with, plenty of players that we'll probably know from, just by face or by knowing them through reputation, that, when they've had that big breakthrough, sometimes for some players it goes the other way and they think, oh, I've made it, and rest on their laurels a little.
Right. Well, there he goes, taking an early lead here.
So, first time, I believe, we've had an unsuccessful break, and it's Justin Bergman's. So Chase Stumfoll with the first opportunity really to break serve almost in this quarterfinal.
It's so important with this format too, to try to steal a game when it's your opponent's break. It's huge. We've seen it already today in a few matches where the dry break was the difference. So.
trying to pick holes in this finish for Chase, and it's difficult to do that.
What is he going to try to do here? Okay, so he's going to get the one out of there now. I like it. Get the problem out of there early, they say, right?
Yeah, and I think he may play the 6 here just to get even better shape on the 1. So 6 does slide past. No, he's going to go 1. Yeah, he can check it up enough. That's lovely. He's just come far enough to avoid awkward queuing. Well, this is exactly the level that Chase showed us earlier on in the last 16 match that he had against Cleve Thompson. He flew out of the traps, 4-0 up in no time. Lethal, didn't miss a shot, looked in complete control. And in his own words, he just sort of overthunk it a little bit. Sort of started to think about running the clock down, and I think sometimes you can overthink it in shootout pool. Just play your game, keep potting the balls, it'll take care of itself.
Right, absolutely. Still seems very confident though. The stroke is nice and confident. There's no shaky elbow there, and so looking good so far.
I think he's a good example of a player who, you know, comes not from nowhere, because people in Kansas City knew exactly who he was. He's got a great junior record nationally as well. His break has been pretty faithful through this match though, hoping to continue to rely on that. And yeah, that's a pretty reliable break right there. What's his first shot looking like though? Don't think it's very nice. It's a great break, but yeah, rather you than me on this first one, Chase.
Yeah, a bit of a tough spot here. If you can roll this 6 on the side, you're looking pretty good here.
It was missable. Those side pockets are always a little bit tricky, aren't they?
Yeah, our side pocket's a little tighter than your guys' side pockets.
Oh, a lot tighter, yeah. It's amazing actually when you get down on them in a shot like that, and all of a sudden you would never miss that on an English table. It's just a straight pot, but with the edges on the pockets, it just makes it such a tougher shot. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure Chase still feels that he should have made it, but it was definitely missable.
Yeah, absolutely. Off the rail like that. Got to slow roll it a little bit. Always a little nervy.
Justin Bergman just has the air of a man who does not look close to making a mistake. I don't even think he's been out of position yet.
Just has a presence about him when he moves around the table, you know? There's something about it. Trying to figure out what he's going to do with this 8 ball. I think he's going to, I think he's going to play the 7 2-rails and 8 in the middle there, but always methodical, always planning, looking, and just double checking.
Yeah, and just about enough time to be able to do that too. Use his extension at the right time. As we say, he can be a quick player, but just make sure he's very efficient at using his time correctly is probably how I'd describe it.
Yeah, he's no stranger to the shot clock for sure. The 15 seconds maybe, but
yeah, no one's really comfortable with 15 seconds. Yeah, he knows it's a tricky shot. Yeah, this is tricky, all right. That's why I put so much emphasis on that 7, because yeah, you can see what he thinks about that shot. Slams the chalk down. Oh, he talked about these side pockets. This doesn't go long, does it? Oh, it will be the side, I think. No, it did sneak in long. Wowee!
What a shot.
There wasn't much room there. 8 minutes 40 remaining on the match clock. That 8-ball was close. That 8-ball was close. That'd have helped. But in the end, no balls are down, and that is a slightly resigned look as he sits in his chair from Chase Stumfoll. He knows you can't be relying on mistakes from Justin Bergman. Although on a 15-second shot clock, which is what we're on now, you're a bit more likely to see mistakes from Justin Bergman. He is only human. And this is awkward, this first shot. Yeah, this is a fiddly finish. I always say about 15-second shot clock is it's not a problem as long as plan A is working. But as soon as you've got to go to plan B, that's when it becomes an issue. We might be about to see plan B. Has to play it. He was tight. He's having to work pretty hard here, is the iceberg.
Yeah, there's nothing routine about the finish here. I hit that well.
Oh, that gap is a nice one to find, isn't it? That helps. 3 balls awkward though. That's the one that's probably going to cause him a little bit of a headache.
Is it the cash ball, one might say?
Yeah, if he can find a way to land on the 3, that should be game over. Still not exactly sure where he's going to do it. Oh, he's played that beautifully. And he's even got an angle to punch out for the 8 as well. That's a really lovely shot. Oh, how good is this?
He got a little out of line, and then one great shot, he's right back in it.
And Chase Stumfoll concedes. That was a supreme performance from Justin Bergman, who at 3-1 down looked like he was in a little bit of danger. But the iceberg rattles off 5 straight to secure the win against a very game Chase Stumfoll. It's always a pleasure to have you with us, Adam, but this match in particular is one I'm very, very excited for.
Yeah, we've kind of got a final and the semi-final for us. To say it's going to be interesting because say this is Shep's second time, and he won the first one, so I'm pretty sure he's ready to do it again.
And we couldn't see another debutant from the UK run to the final, could we?
When Tom Cousins is involved, you never know.
Yeah, you never bet against him.
So obviously people haven't had the pleasure to watch him so much in the US, but he's definitely a force to be reckoned with in the UK.
What did you make of Jordan's victory in the quarterfinal against one Christopher Melling?
Oh, I say if you want to watch a ultimate pool shootout match and know what it's about, I say that's pretty much
it's a good example of
everything what you need. Yeah, I say the first 2 racks was done in about 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden it's 6-6 with no time left on the clock. So
yeah, a really special game, and it ended in a 6-ball shootout. It ended with Jordan Shepard bungee jumping around the arena, such was the relief that he felt.
Yeah, his brother's got an Apple Watch. He said his heart rate was at 130. And it was telling him to sit down watching the game, so that was a funny one.
Oh, Jordan. Well, that's a very, very rare mistake. Just using the equipment. Just have one other watch of this. Just trying to feather up. Oh. he just wasn't happy with it. He that will be such an annoying one for him.
Yeah, I say Chris did the same one in the last match too. He was lining up the 6 ball and tapped it as well, which we've not seen. We've seen 2 this tournament, and we've not seen any on the TV table prior to that.
Yeah, silly old game, isn't it? I think for Sheppy, I think he'll just be pleased that it's come in the first frame and not maybe potentially with more consequences further down the line. But general rule of thumb with Tom Cousins is keep him off that table.
Yeah, so it's he makes it look pretty easy. So sometimes I don't think he gets the credit he deserves because it's just so simple.
I completely agree. I think, you know, there's certain players that make the game look easy in quite a difficult way, if you know what I mean. Like someone like Chris Melling makes the game look so simple, but in a way that you feel like you couldn't do that, but he makes it look really easy for him. Looks like the game's just a joke at times. Whereas Tom Cousins makes this game look so simple that I could pick up a cue, walk outside and think, oh yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, let's say it looks
but
easy as
it's just not easy.
Yeah.
He really is the master of making this game look very, very effortless. And that's 1-0.
Oh, and that's the chance he needed.
Yeah, that's what you pretty much never see in the English game, is Tom Cousins scratching the side pockets. Just does not happen.
Yeah, and that's the difference. That top on it just caught a little bit too much.
Crucial frame for Jordan to win. And he's got a bit of work to do now.
It's a good shot.
Oh, that is a good shot. Because any form of little tickle around the point of the pocket there is going to be really tricky on the short time.
Yeah, and on the American tables, I'd say it's quite a common thing. Try as well.
Wow. How that three's not dropped, I just don't know. Watch the top right corner pocket here on this replay. Still not sure how it stayed up. There's a little bit of work to do here though. This isn't a routine finish, but Tom Cousins is on the hill and he's one frame away for an Ultimate Pool USA final on debut. Repeating the trick that Jordan Shepard did in Kansas City.
Yeah, are we surprised?
No. I think I'm probably the least surprised person in the entire building, to be honest with you.
He's got a little, I think he was trying to use a 6 to break out, but I think he's got a little straight on it. So
Well, I wonder if he can roll through and take the 5 into the top right, and in doing so promote the 2. Or he's going to take it top left.
Yeah,
I think he's going to take both top left.
Yeah, he's just going to nudge the 50 ball out the way, and
That's such a good shot. You know, he's pin perfect. I took the sort of the free option, if you like. It was an easy bump. Knew he'd have guaranteed position on the 1. 2 awaits in the left side pocket. As close to hurried as you'll see Tom Cousins, but
yeah,
he looks fine.
Still super comfortable even with 2 seconds to go. So he's definitely used to the format.
He is just brilliant. Our Jordan Shepard, the Kansas City Shootout champion, is eliminated at the semi-final stage of his defense by a familiar foe, but maybe an unfamiliar face and name for our stateside viewers. But if Tom Cousins starts hanging around in the USA, you will soon know all about this man. One of the best players in the world, and he's doing it on the bar box here in Colorado, and he's in the Colorado Shootout final, where he will take on either David Matlock or Justin Bergman. Semi-final is coming up in just a moment. Adam, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, mate.
It's been an absolute pleasure, and we'll speak to TC in just a sec.
I don't care win, lose, or draw. Of course, there's no draw, but win or lose, you are always one of the most entertaining when it comes to the shootout. You had a great match. I know it's not the outcome you wanted, but you had a great match against Chase. It was a lot of fun. It was some drama, and I'm glad I got to watch it out there in person. It was a lot of fun, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, you know, I'm always on the wrong end of the scoreline, but yeah, you know, it took me a little while to win my first rack, and then the penny dropped out of nowhere. Really, I started shooting okay, but for some reason I kind of like just clicked into gear when the 15 seconds.
You fired up.
Yeah, just, you know, I was kind of, if I got to be honest with you, probably angry at myself.
Yeah, you were. I could tell.
Yeah, you know, but you know, that's pull for you. At some point, I'll get my win.
Well, I'll tell you who's not mad at themselves at the moment. It's the man at the table right now. Dave Matlock has really, you know, he played in the Kansas City Shootout, and he had a decent showing. He won his first one, lost his second one. But man, has he turned it on today.
I've got a lot. I mean, I've not had actually a conversation with Matlock, but from what I hear, and you know, the love that everyone has for him, and also from what seems to be, and I could be wrong here, like his resurgence of
knowing that the 8-ball doesn't have to be made in a called pocket, I'm going to fire it at 100 miles an hour just to try and get it in a pocket somewhere. But again, when you've been playing a certain way so long, it's probably in his head, well, I don't need to fire this because if I make it in the wrong pocket, I lose.
Right, exactly.
Not necessarily that he doesn't know the rules, but that it doesn't click when you're thinking about it in the match.
I mean, I've just noticed he's doing a cut break because, you know, we know that Justin's not probably the best breaker in the world, but doing a cut break is obviously giving him more options. He's got a nice little spread there.
Yeah, you know, when he was playing a lot of people considered him probably the best American player, if not more than that. After the break. There was a lot of times where his break was the downfall of his game in tournaments and stuff like that. So, not to say he doesn't know how to break. It's just that his break isn't always successful. It's not as consistent as the rest of his game.
Sure.
And to be fair, you have to spend a lot of time to figure out a break. It's not something that you can do in 2 weeks' time. the best breakers in the world are putting in hours on the break.
It's the most important shot of the game.
Yeah.
At that level.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and it's not just making a ball, it's getting a decent spread. You know, sometimes you're going to get clustered areas maybe, but at least you've got a good opening ball that you can, you know, start your work.
Yeah.
So he's nicely on the stripes, and just got to find this little window. Just so he'll be taking the 11 ball, I should imagine the 15, and finish off with the 14. You know, it's like my number.
I was just about to say, I'm proud of you, sir, because you called everything. Don't worry, when I eventually come over to England, you're going to get to give me all the terminology that I don't know.
So it looks like it's going to shape the 8 ball into the same pocket.
Used all the pocket there. The slick cloth is going to help him. Justin here going up 3-1 after he makes this 8 ball.
Yeah, he's not really done much wrong. I mean, Matlock's missed a couple of balls, costly as well.
Yeah, it's a fun format. And like we've talked about, me and Mr. Jameson said in the beginning that this is a format not for you guys. It's a format for us, the guys who like to watch it.
Yeah, exactly that.
You know, it's not made, the shootout specifically, it's not made for y'all. And it puts y'all in a weird situation because y'all are playing a game for us. But it's so much fun to watch. It's so exciting.
So Dave didn't really connect them well, but for some reason they actually split it okay. The one of the balls, I think it was the 4 ball, kind of hit the point and went up the rail. But you know, he's going to go about his business, and you know, we've still got 12 minutes on the clock, although it's raced to 6. He's 5-1 down.
Yeah, you know, he's not what we'd call dead in the water yet.
No.
He still has an opportunity, but it's going to depend a lot on, oh no.
What happened?
We've got an all-ball foul. So
did he touch a ball with his?
I think referee Mark Goff said he may have touched the 5 ball.
Right.
Very unfortunate. We'll see if maybe we can see that again here in a minute, I'm sure. Mark is very good. All of our refs are good, obviously, but Mark and Scott that are here with us, they're very, very smart, and they're very they know what to look for. So if Mark called the foul, it was definitely a foul.
And it looks like that Bergman's going to run these out, and it is in a way it's kind of like a shame, because you know, you would say that Matlock and Jordan have given us an entertainment in the previous round. I don't know if it's burnt them out or not. I'm not too sure, you know, but they've been on the losing side of their match respectively.
It might also just be that their opponents have played really good.
As well as that, of course.
You know,
I mean, Tom looked really good.
This is going to be the first match that finishes before we get to a 15-second. Oh, there we go, and we see the concession. Well, what a match there, guys. We'll get a word with Mr. Bergman. He will be playing Tom Cousins for the title, the trophy, and a little bit of cash here in just a few minutes.
It all comes down to this. Tom Cousins breaks off, scratches to kick off the Colorado Shootout final. A less than ideal start for Top Cat. Justin Bergman arises in the blue corner.
I tell you what, this event has been incredible. We've seen so many ups and downs, but the constant all the way through has been Tom Cousins and Justin Bergman. And they both have a style. Tom comes in and he beats up on his opponents. He doesn't give them a chance. He took the Kansas City Open champion and really put a beating on him. Justin Bergman, his strategy, not strategy, but his consistency is he starts slow, he makes some mistakes, and then he comes out and he fires nonstop until he wins. This is going to be an interesting match.
Yeah, they've been the two safest bets so far today. And that's a very well judged shot from Justin Bergman.
And you know, enough can't be said about David Matlock and the creativity that he's shown. Enough can't be said about Jordan Shepard and the excitement over his 6-ball shootout and the impending match that he had with Tom Cousins, Sofia Mast, Cleve Thompson, everybody involved in the shootout. Ricky Evans starting off hot again. Everything has been incredible, and every player that played in this shootout is immaculate. They really are.
Yeah, it's delivered in a big way here in Colorado today. And the best news for you watching at home is we've still got 2 more days of competition here. This is a one-day event, the Shootout. It's our fun event, taken very seriously, but with a degree of for the fans about it. The serious business starts tomorrow with the Colorado Open and the Colorado Women's and Junior Opens as well. We'll see action.
Yeah, and if you have any players that you know are here and you'd like to see how they're doing, ultimatepoolusa.com/live-scoring. That's going to give you the brackets for everybody. We've had a couple open round matches. We've had a women's round, and the juniors start tomorrow.
And it's not the weapon that he needs it to be. Once he's at open table, he can mix it with the best of them, but the break has not been his friend so far. It's certainly been Justin Bergman's.
When, you know, for the longest time, a ton of people in the United States would say that Justin Bergman was the best player out there after the break, and meaning that his break wasn't that good. But he's having success here in this Ultimate Pool USA format with the 8-ball in the spot and just the way the break happens. He's had good success. The only downfall he had was in Kansas City was his break.
Yeah, break let him
down. I think he's found it. I think he's found a comfortability, at least here in Denver.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, it's not like a 9-ball break. You can't completely guarantee success every single time. There's no sweet spot which you can repeat. So there is an element of just luck, and that's always going to be the game in 8-ball. For Justin so far, he's hit them good, he's kept the cue ball safe, and he's made balls. That's all you can ask.
And just a minute ago before the break, they had the camera on Justin, on his face, on his facial features, and he actually had a little bit of a grin on his face, which
he's enjoyed himself.
Which is something I haven't seen him do too much. But you know, you can really tell he's having fun, which is fun for me as a player, as a fan. It's fun for me to see him enjoying what he's doing, because I know I'm enjoying it. So he definitely should be. You know, he deserves that.
That's a lovely shot.
I mean, how good do you hit him here? I think he's just going to stun this ball up forward and shoot the 11 in the top left if he can't see the top right after he makes this 13 ball.
Just run a little bit far. That's the first loose one, properly loose one from Justin Bergman.
If the 11 ball goes past the 2-6, which I think it does, he might take it now and just stun off the rail.
Yeah, this is a reroute.
Adaptability is a big thing for 8-ball. You have to be able to adapt to the table layout, and Justin has done it pretty well so far.
Yeah, that wasn't his greatest ever shot. It wiped its feet a little, but he's okay.
And that's a good solid stroke there to get through the ball. And in Justin Bergman fashion, he calls the side pocket and makes the ball.
Yeah, some habits die hard. It's worth pointing out. He doesn't need to do that, but he's also not going to be penalised for it either. Can Tom Cousins find his break? He needs something here.
Anything but a scratch. As long as the ball goes down, we're going to get to see a little bit of top cat.
And he's under it here. He is bang under it.
I think the 15 will play off the 2 ball if he likes the stripes. I'm not sure he does.
No, I think it's going to be solids. The 1 ball's an issue on solids. It's a big issue. It's a confident first shot in open table when you're 4-0 down. And your first shot in open table, you got to rattle into the side pocket from the kitchen like that. Played that well.
The 1 ball goes from that spot right there. I think it slides past the 10, but he's just going to move it anyways. He says, I don't need to shoot it now. I can just move it to where it's easier. That's a good shot there by Tom.
Yeah, but it's still awkward.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to play the 4 into the side and then use the 3 to the 2 as either a combo or he can go off the rail. I think the combo is the right shot. The 1 ball is the question. Oh, he's actually going underneath. I'm not sure I'm in love with this.
I think it gives him options. That 1 ball's still a big problem. I think
the 1 ball
it only goes to the bottom left.
Yeah, it doesn't pass to the bottom right. I think this is a mistake here by Tom. He may be able to get out of it, and if he does, I will swallow my pride. But I think that might have not been the correct shot.
Oh, I like it.
And I'll be the first to say, if he makes this 1 ball and gets out, it was always the right shot because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and how well played was that as well. Tell you what, that was not an easy finish for Tom Cousins. His first opportunity in open table, and it was a real tough one. And he's taken it out very, very impressively. Yeah, Louisiana in the open and the shootout events. 2 English winners, Darren Appleton and Chris Melling. In Kansas City, Jordan Shepard and Chris Melling.
Yeah, and that's something that he'll be able to take away that nobody else can ever have. I have a friend of mine from back home. She was in the very first 6-ball shootout for the ladies in Louisiana. She'll hold that forever, and she appreciates it. Well, Justin Bergman is likely about to be able to hold the fact that he is the first American to win an Ultimate Pool USA event because he's at the table on the hill against Tom Cousins in the Colorado Shootout.
Well, Tom Cousins will feel pretty sore about this. He'll feel like he hasn't even been in a game. He's had 1 visit to the table and he's taken it out. His breaks have deserted him at the worst possible time. Take nothing away from what Justin Bergman has produced on the table. It's been pretty imperious. This could be the final game of the evening.
Probably feels quite a lot like Tyrell Blowers felt this morning against Chris Melling. Just simply never got the opportunities to get out in front. But these guys they can take the punch and get back up because tomorrow morning Tom will continue his open run, and I'm sure we will see him throughout tomorrow and probably Sunday as well. It's not over yet. Let's not count our chickens, but man, it looks really good for the Iceberg.
It looked better a second ago.
I think he's still got the 4 in the side, and I think when he does that, I think he'll be able to get shape on one of these balls. The 5 is a little tricky, and the 1 is a little tricky, but how do you fault the guy that's played almost faultless so far?
Yeah, this right here is one of his, inverted commas, worst shots, and he's still pretty much in perfect position.
Got a little bump there, and I think that bump is actually pretty good. It's just a matter of, can he get to the 5 ball? And if he can he use the 5 to get to the 1? And Justin's very good at those touch shots, but we're going to see him just fade up to the rail and back. Can he see the 1? Can he see the 5?
Yeah, he's almost there. He knows he's in good position. He just needs to make sure he's got a little bit of time to do that. So he's just going to dot the I's, cross the T's.
Oh, and likely Justin Bergman, for the second time tonight, is going to never see the 15-second shot clock.
He won't be too upset about that. And what a performance it's been. Have to feel a little for Tom Cousins. He will feel that he's not really taken part in this final. But sometimes in this game it's all about getting your chances and taking them, and how well has Justin Bergman done that in this game. He's one good shot away.
Yeah, and talking to Justin before the match, he said, you know, I watched 2 matches of Tom's. He said, obviously he's a great player. Not taking anything away from him. Tom has played really well, and I'm excited to see more of him, but really the performance by Justin has just been, it's really been fantastic.
I said he had one more good shot to play. He's got another one because he's short on this 8, but you cannot expect Justin Bergman to be missing this with the form he has shown in this final. Tom Cousins will be back, I'm sure.
You got to go out with a little style, right?
This for the title for the Iceberg. And Justin Bergman climbs atop the mountain once again.
Wow.
In the Mile High City, Justin Bergman is on top of the world. The Colorado Shootout champion will be crowned. Tom Cousins defeated. Justin Bergman will claim Ultimate Pool USA gold when we return. Bring in the president of Ultimate Pool USA, Jordan Chavouche, to make the presentations. Justin Bergman, you are the Colorado Shootout champion. Let's hear it, everybody, for Justin Bergman. Come on, Justin, let's lift that trophy high, mate.
Lift it up, baby.